Yo, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. And Jesus, we've got a lot to talk about. What a game. How's your emotions? Have you calmed down? Are you still on edge? On edge. I feel it all. I feel it all. We've got a lot to talk about in this video. Obviously, there's the big David Raya foul. Was it not incident? VAR stepping in. There's a lot to talk about with that one, but stick to the end. I'm going to leave that to the end. I'm going to say a few things. A few Arsenal fans might not like it, but I want to be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of ways that it can be taken and a lot of ways that it can be looked at, but stick around to the end of the video for that. All right, so where do we start? Team lineup, absolutely perfect. It was what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see any changes. As I said in the preview video, I wanted to keep things the same. The momentum, the rhythm, the confidence, all of that. And I was excited. We started off really well. Really well, creating chances. Calafiori was a menace. He was absolutely a menace. Him and Trossard, they've seemed to build a good understanding with each other. They know where to look to each other. And Calafiori has got experience playing up front. He was a winger slash attacker, if I remember right, before a few big injuries. And he went to left back and defence. He created a few chances. The first one fell to him. Trossard flicked it round the corner. He's running on the box. At the time, I didn't notice, but watching it back, he should have given it to Enquiries. There was an opportunity. Enquiries would have been through. I have no doubts he would have finished it off, and that would have settled the game really early. That it would have stopped a lot of the nerves we went through later on in the game. But having said that, he got the shot off, and realistically, it wasn't too far. It weren't too far, so I can't be too harsh with him. Up next, the headers. Leo Trossard, he was all over the pitch. He was drifting from left to right. He found himself in the penalty area. First header, keeper makes a wicked save. I'm not going to lie, keeper makes a wicked save. He gets another chance at a header. That comes off the post, comes back out, bounces around the box. And then, if I remember right, it falls to Eze. He strikes a wild shot. Nothing really came of it. And I felt that we were creating chances. There was a couple more opportunities. And then Ben White, that injury, man. That injury, I felt so sorry for him. I feel like he was just getting back to the Ben White we know and love. And I do love him as a player. He should have been stronger in the challenge. West Ham are up for it. It wasn't a time to be cute and try to put a little foot on it, get a little flick, knock it round the corner like he normally does. It wasn't time for that. West Ham were really up for the physical element. They were really fighting for their lives. And yeah, I do feel like he was a victim of his own style of play. Those kind of challenges, if you're not strong, you're going to get hurt. And unfortunately, that's what happened. Arteta said it doesn't look good, which is a bad sign. I mean, I really feel sorry for Ben White. He's been one of my favourite players just simply because of his intelligence and mentality and the way he links up and backs up Bukayo Saka, you know. Some of our best attacking players come when Ben White and Saka and Odegaard are there together. He comes off, and this was the real disappointing part for me. Taking Declan Rice out of midfield and slotting him into right back to bring Zubimendi on. I tried to think about what was going through Arteta's head, and I can kind of understand it. Diouf and Somerville, pace and power down that side of the pitch. In the last few games, Rice has been drifting out more to the right and backing up Saka, the 10, whoever's playing right back. Most of the time it's been Ben White. Well, yeah, it has been Ben White. And it's been working. It's improved the right side of our midfield, so I guess he didn't want to disturb that. And it's a chance to get Zubimendi on, who, even though he's been struggling this second half of the season, he's a good player. He is a good player, but he's not in a good moment. And I really do think we suffered for about 45 minutes. Easily. We gave West Ham control in midfield. Midfield really suffered. We lost our dominance. We lost some of our threat and creativity. And that gave West Ham a lot of momentum. It really did. It started putting the fear in me. I started really worrying for the whole period when Declan Rice was on the right side of the pitch, playing right back. I thought Arteta big-brained it. I really did. I thought we were going to lose the game, or at least draw. I thought he's overthought it. He's weakened our midfield. He's weakened our dominance of the game. and we're going to suffer. I was saying we got to get Odegaard on the pitch. We need someone with intelligence, someone that can direct the play, someone that's going to give us some control and rebalance our midfield. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. He took off Calafiori. He said it's an injury, but I'm not quite sure considering the way the game was going. Push Miles Lewis Skelly back. So at half time, I was calling for Martin Odegaard to come on because we really needed to regain control in midfield. And despite him being in and out of form, he can be a conductor. He can help retain possession, and we needed it. We needed to assert some dominance in midfield. What we did do at halftime, though, is we brought on Christian Mosquera and put Declan Rice back in midfield, which I thought would sort it. I really thought, all right, cool. That's going to make the difference. We can get back to playing how he was. I don't know why he hesitated with Mosquera. I don't know if it's because he's coming off an injury. He had the niggles, or like I said, Juve and Somerville were really quite powerful down that left wing and they were causing us a lot of problems. Maybe he was worried because he's still young and still relatively inexperienced compared to some of our players. It didn't work initially. For the next 15, 20 minutes, I was having real doubts. I was really thinking, I'm sitting here, I'm doing the watch along, and I'm watching us throw it away. But then later on in the second half, he made some more substitutions, which I think really saved our season. I don't know if I'm putting it down to Arteta because he risked our season. I don't know how much credit I want to give him. But roughly 20 minutes into the second half, he made some substitutions, which I think saved the game. And I also think he's got a lot to thank the players for. He really does, because that substitution could have wrecked everything. He took off Eze and Zubimendi. Zubimendi handled it quite well, to be fair. But he wasn't playing well. His passing wasn't accurate enough. Everything felt a bit misplaced, and he's just not there. I think he's really struggled the second half of the season, and it's knocked his confidence. Still a brilliant player in my eyes. A bit of work, a bit of training. He can play himself back into this squad. I've got no doubt about that. But it changed the impetus. We started gathering momentum. We started taking control of the game back. And I thought, all right, we've got our Arsenal back. We're back in this game. We can turn it around. 77th minute. Fernandes runs through one-on-one with the keeper. And let's be fair, he should have scored. It was a real heart-in-mouth moment. He delayed the shot. He took too many touches. And Raya, he stood up, he stayed calm, and he made an excellent save. I saw on Sky Sports, Jamie Redknapp, Ian Wright, they were debating, was it a bad attacking play? Was it a missed opportunity, or was it a really good save? Personally, I think it was both. I really do. If Fernandes took that shot early, I don't know what Raya could have done about it. But I think that's just the nature of the way the ball came to him. It was a really brilliant 1-2. Fernandes played with Pablo to get into the box and to get one-on-one. But Raya stayed strong. He made himself big. I think he angled his body to influence Fernandes to go near post. And I think that really worked in his favour. So I think that was really quite intelligent from Raya in the way that he managed the situation. I don't really think he could have done much more. I think what he done brilliantly well. And I think that's a game-winning moment. I think that's a league-winning moment. I think when all the dust settles, we're going to look back at that save and think, God damn, we needed it. 5 minutes later, I saw Odegaard with his twinkle toes working again. He picks up the ball just outside the penalty area, drives in, gets into the box, and Leo Trossard does something that is really, really underrated. He stays still. While all the chaos is going around, Odegaard's working himself into a position where he can lay it off to a player. He just stood still. And while defenders from West Ham were attracted to Odegaard, trying to cut off his angles, it generated space for him. Odegaard found him, and he hit it first time. I'm not sure whether it was going on or not. It's hard to tell from the angles. It looked like it was. But Souček done his best to block the shot. And unfortunately for West Ham, it came off Souček. Totally misfooted the keeper, and it's in the back of the net. The relief, the roars, The energy, my God. What a moment. What a moment. From almost losing the tie to putting yourself 1-0 in front. The crowd went wild. The roar was incredible from our away support. They're incredible. The away fans, I love you lot. I keep saying it. You make this team tick. You know, I mean, they're the real. Don't get me wrong. I'm not denying anybody's a real fan, but they go above and beyond, and I think they deserve their respect. Yeah, I was screaming. I thought I was gonna burst blood vessels. I was screaming. Screaming. Yeah, we won. I think that combination of that 10 minutes, that's what sealed the title for us. I know it's early. I know we got 2 games, Burnley and Crystal Palace, but if we lose it from here, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's tragic. Arsenal fans, we're gonna have to get into hiding. Last game of the season, I'm not gonna be in this country anyway. It's pre-booked. I let a Tottenham fan plan the first holiday for the boys' holiday, the man them holiday of the year, and obviously Tottenham fans, they don't plan for May. They don't plan for the end of the season. So I gotta hold that one. That's my fault. But I will be away, and if we do throw it away, I will be at the bottom of a pint glass somewhere. But it's not going to happen. I'm going to be celebrating. Travelling with a Liverpool fan and a Tottenham fan. So they're going to hate me for that week. But let's move on. West Ham. They put up a fight. They really started pushing. Pablo was a problem. Fernando's had a good game. Somerville had a really good game. Bowen had a couple of opportunities. I don't think he was the best player for West Ham. But they really turned it up. And I think a bit of our nerves made us sit a bit deeper. And then we get to that incident. They get to that incident. Callum Wilson came on and I thought there's no way he's scoring. I was wrong. He did score a goal. It was disallowed. Cross comes into the penalty area and it's absolute chaos. What I will say about it is I know a lot of rival fans, a lot of pundits, commentators, they feel hard done by because they've watched us with the dark arts all season. And we have been. I'm not going to deny it. At times I've been quite proud of it, you know, because teams have bullied us over the years. There was a point when we didn't have any cojones. There was a point where we fell short when it came to the dark arts. But West Ham got it wrong. Pablo got it wrong. As that ball's coming in, and he's got a hold of Raya, and he does. His arm comes across, and he's holding Raya's arm with his left arm above, which restricts the movement. I don't know how much of a grip he had. I don't know how much force he was putting in. But at that point, I think Raya realised he's not going to get to the ball. And I think he knew he was in a sticky situation because he's quite confident at claiming crosses, claiming free kicks, set pieces. I trust him. But I think at that moment, he knew that he wasn't going to get to it. And I think he over-exaggerated what happened to make it clear to the referees, which is smart, which I think any player should do for their team at any time. I think the one mistake Pablo made is he should have released his hand a bit quicker. We do it. We block goalkeepers, but that went past the block. I think at one point he could have had his arm there, and I think just before Raya jumped, if he let go, I think he would have played the dark arts well and West Ham would have been given the goal. That's how I see it. And I don't think we would have had any argument. Also, I got to be honest. That Atletico Madrid, at their ground, when Simeone and the whole crowd were putting their pressure on VAR and we fell victim to that decision, my argument was, why did it go to VAR in the first place? Was it a clear and obvious decision? Nah. Do I think this was a clear and obvious, mistake by the referee? Do I think this was a clear and obvious mistake by the referee? No, I don't. So Being honest, I don't know why it went to VAR. There was so much going on in the penalty area. There was so much chaos. Declan Rice could have given away a penalty. Odegaard and Trossard could have given away a penalty. But it did go to VAR. And I think in that instance, you can't hold goalkeepers' arms. You just cannot hold a goalkeeper's arms and stop him from claiming the ball. So I don't think the referee had much choice once he got called to go to the screen. And I think that's the problem. And I think a lot of fans are going to debate it probably for the whole summer. West Ham fans have got a right, in my opinion, to feel aggrieved. Do you know, it's big impact on them. It's a massive impact on them. Tottenham fans, I heard them saying it's a disgrace, but it's done them a favour. So I don't know how to judge a Tottenham fan. I don't know, you know, Tottenham fans. I get it, it's in your nature to not want us to win. When you lot were playing Man City, I didn't watch the game. I refused to watch the game because I would have sit there watching Tottenham to win. And I can't go through that. I can't exude that. I can't put that out into that atmosphere. But I would have liked it. Internally, I would have liked it. Tottenham fans wanting to West Ham to get points when you're in a relegation battle will forever, ever confuse me. Like, you got to put your club first before any rivalry, before how any team makes you feel. Your club winning has to be the most important thing, and I maintain that. If Arsenal had to win a game for whatever level of importance and it was benefiting Tottenham, I could not care less. And I think that Tottenham mentality has got them where they are today. I think it runs through the whole of the club. And I think that's why they're facing relegation. But yeah, I can get why rival fans are angry. I can understand it. And we've been cheeky all season, but that went beyond cheeky what Pablo done. It was actually fully restricting Raya from picking the ball out of the air, which you can't do. So yeah, I can see why rivals have got negative feelings to what happened to that decision. I can see why some of them feel West Ham are robbed, while West Ham might feel they're robbed. I've also seen some pretty extreme takes on that incident, which are a bit much. Like, some people need to calm down. It's gone a bit too far. But having said that, let me know what you feel in the comments. Do you think I'm being fair? Do you think I'm not being fair? Do you think I should be a little bit more Arsenal biased? Which I get, you know. Some people think defend your club no matter what, but I can't do that. I've got to be honest. You know, that's how I see football. I think these roller coasters will happen. You know, there's no point lying about it. There's going to be controversies for the rest of our lives, but you know, being fair don't hurt anybody. But yeah, let me know how you feel. Like the video. Tell me if I'm chatting rubbish in the comments, or tell me if you agree with me. So yeah, do all that good stuff. And I'll be back. I'll be back for a watch along on Monday the 18th, Burnley, 8 o'clock. If there's any other news that we pick up in between here and now, maybe if I see some ridiculous takes over this controversy, I might do a video reacting to it. But yeah, keep a lookout. I'll be posting regularly. This is a new channel for me. So once again, I'm Northbankdelts. It's lovely to have you here watching the videos, and yeah, peace.